Welcome to Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hartgraves. Lana has been a practicing psychic for over 25 years and has the gifts of clairaudience, clairvoyance, and clairsentience. She is an empath, a medium, as well as a pet communicator and health advisor. If you want to know more about what she does, check her out at www.enchantedsky.com. Good morning and welcome into Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hartgraves. Of course, a big shout out to our good friends over at Diamond's Natural Store. They're awesome. They've got so many good things for your fur babies. If you need healthy pet food, if you need healthy toys to play with your pets, all those good things, check them out at www.diamondsnaturalstore.com. Hey, past life regression, Lana, how are you?
To talk about it today. Yep. How are you? I haven't talked to you in a couple weeks. What's up?
I know. Life is good. We're moving fast, and I'm blessed every day.
Awesome. Me too. It's been going better. A month ago, couldn't talk.
Yeah.
And Mercury in retrograde is done. That's all I have to say. If you guys don't know, I've had everybody. I get so many people. I put a post on some of my social media. So how was your Mercury in retrograde? Mine was terrible. And everybody said, yes, it was really bad. And, we had a full moon, there was also something to do with, don't hold me to this. It's something to do with Jupiter. Uranus, Jupiter, it's on the 20th. So, there was all kinds of weird stuff happening. And I don't care what anybody says, if you don't follow the Mercury in retrograde thing, you need to, because it's true. Okay. So could the people on TikTok hit the like and share, please? Awesome. Jeep Mama Bear. She just popped over. I've been off of Instagram for a while, so my Instagram has been suffering, and I apologize. I just can't get it linked. I have tried everything. So anyway, but it's okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about past life regression because I've had some really, really neat experiences recently. And then I'm going to take your questions. I always do. I'm always free from 10 to 10. I get 15 minutes and I take questions. And you guys should know that, right? Earl says was an adventure and a challenge. And if you guys know, my best friend's mom, who's my adopted mother, she passed away Sunday, and I had to, we had to take care of everything. And we've got my adopted dad down there. And so we got to take care of stuff. And I hate, you guys, when I predict it, but I think God just gives it to me to tell you guys, to warn you. I told my friend, I said, I think she might go. I can feel it. And I give it 2 weeks. It was 3. And so we flew her back. And so at least she was prepared. She was shocked and upset, of course. I've lost my mom, but she knew. I want to tell you that before I start, what I'm going to be talking about is past life regression. I got to tell you stories because these are unbelievable. The story I've got to tell you. So if you guys on TikTok could hit likes, please, that would help me out. That would get it moving. I would appreciate it. But I think if something is supposed to happen and you're supposed to be prepared, I can predict it. If something's supposed to happen that can't have anything done, like it's supposed to happen, you're not supposed to know, it's supposed to be a surprise. I can't predict it. And I think that that's probably what goes on sometimes. I've predicted my father-in-law's passing. I've predicted, and I just, and people are like, how do you do that? I feel it, but I can see it, but there's a change in their aura somehow. It's like they're half here and half not. And I can't tell you. I mean, I've got a couple of people that are talking to me now that are in grievance. You guys know I'm getting my PhD in metaphysical counseling, and I'm counseling them as they're passing, and they knew it. And so I give them, this is what I think is going to, this is about how long. Yesterday, I predicted a woman that I kept describing this woman to this, and she goes, man, that sounds like my mom. I said, but she's alive. And we went on, and I said, oh, okay, maybe it's your grandma. Then she said, she has dementia. You do understand that dementia and of things of that order of the mind. So dementia, you're in a coma, they can step out of their body and they can talk to me like they're past. They do it all the time. And so I told her that, and then she's like, oh, and I gave her a whole bunch of information too from her mother, who is still alive, incapacitated. So yeah. But anyway, I'm going to talk about some past life regression things that have happened recently, because I want to share them with you because people are so fascinated by it. And I do regression. I did one on somebody yesterday that she's like, nobody can put me out. Nobody can put me down. So I said to her, well, what we're going to do is we're going to try. And I'm going to tell you right now that if I can't do it, I will give you your money back. And you know what? She went, oh. And I go, well, if I can't do a service for you, why would I charge you? I mean, I don't understand that. And she's like, oh, well, I got her I didn't get her in a past life, but it was even stranger. She went to the other side. And this is what was weird, because I wrote down everything, because I wrote it down. I said, I'll send you everything you said. And because, she was under. And so I wrote it down. And she said to me, she goes, I see like this pinpoint, because what I do when I do my past life regression, and if you are interested in this, I am not expensive. Some of these people are $400 and $500. No. I'm like, yeah, they are though. And I do it, and I make sure I'm going to check on her today. She was exhausted after this, and I'm just going to send her a little text and make sure that she got good sleep. And, and by the way, when you do past life regression with me, you're under hypnosis, and I can put extra stuff. So if you want to lose some weight, or you have anxiety and you want to get rid of something, she wanted to set boundaries, and she wanted to say enough is enough with some people, and she couldn't do it. So I put her under hypnosis while she was under. I added that in there a little bit. But anyway, so first of all, you guys, when you do hypnosis, this past life regression, you're not asleep. People, I just saw somebody on the internet, you guys, that was like making people fall over, cluck like chickens. You do understand that the only time you do that is when you want to do that. So if you want to cluck like a chicken, you're going to cluck like a chicken. He can't make you do anything. The hypnotist. So there's nothing to be afraid of, is the point. I always tell people, how you're driving down the road and you see the yellow line, going back by you real quick, and you're just kind of autopilot. You're hypnotized. That's a form of hypnosis. What it's doing is that you're going to another part. It's a higher brain function. Like some of them call them the alpha, the beta. You go to a different brain wave, and you don't use that often. That's all you're doing. Anyway, so I put this woman down, and I put her back, and I do this by phone and I always say, okay, so put me on speakerphone. And very first thing I always say is, because I'm on speakerphone, if we get disconnected, you will wake up immediately, like that. And so that's part of it. But I've probably done, how many things? I would say I've done hundreds, thousands of past life regression and hypnosis. I do a lot of them. Anyway, I found a lot of success with this. I am willing. So if you guys are interested in any of this, it's hypnosis. Send you a link afterwards. That's after 6 weeks, because if you do go through hypnosis, in 6 weeks, you forget it. It's done. It's like it's out of your subconscious, and you have to redo it. So that's why they always send you tapes. Well, I've got a link on my YouTube, so you can always visit it whenever you want and rehypnotize yourself and to lose weight and stuff. So anyway, but I put this woman under, and she wanted past life regression. Hi guys, Deborah. And she said to me, I'm scared. And I said, you don't have to be scared. I said, what's going to probably happen is you're going to see black. Why do you see black? Because you go back to the universe and you're in the universe. A lot of times I see people who see stars. They'll see planets. They'll feel like they're floating. And I said, that is what you're doing. You're getting ready to go to cross back over. And I said, but usually I can help get you beyond that. And how I do it is I do it with doors. I give you choices and I'll say, we're sitting on this, where we're all relaxed, and I get you in a nice relaxed state. And I go 1, 2, or 3, pick a door. Well, she picked the first door and she's like, she couldn't see anything. It was black. She's like, well, it's kind of gray, but it's black. And I said, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to leave the door and we're going to leave it. We're going to shut it. We're going to go to another one. She went to the other one that was black too. And I said, that's okay too. So, this is over in a couple hours, And the last one she said, I said, what's that door look like? And she says, it's yellow or gold. And I said, well, that means this is transformational for you. Because gold, you guys do realize gold is transformational. And when I see somebody with a gold aura, that means they're in the process of a massive spiritual awakening or transition of some sort. So, okay. Anyway, so, yeah, Amber. So anyway, so here I am, and we're doing this. We're hi guys, going backwards, and she says to me, it's so beautiful. She says, it's so beautiful. I said, does the sun or the sky seem brighter or different than the sky here? And she's like, yeah. Well, I knew what was going on because it's the other side. And I can't, they've shown me what it looks like, you guys. And I can't, the vibration of everything, like a blade of grass vibrates God's praises. Like there's a vibration of color. I don't know how to describe it, but I kind of figured that's what she was doing. And before I start, I always go, whatever is coming up in this life that has been a block for you, may this be what we address. And I do that with my hypnosis. And she's like, I'm in this building, and she's describing it. And I thought maybe it was the Hall of Records. You guys know that that's the Akashic Records. And like every breath you've ever taken's in there, And, but she's like, I haven't seen it before. I don't know what building she was in. She's like, it looks old, but it looks modern too. And I go, well, walk in and tell me what you see. And she walks in and she goes, it's white. The floor is white. The insides are white. I said, is there any color? And she goes, no, the windows are crystal clear though. And they're beautiful. And there's this courtyard and it's green. And she's just going into great, 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 great detail. And then she says to me, and this is the most interesting thing, I have to share this with you guys, is that she says to me, I said, no, what you're going to do is look around. Do you see anybody? And she's like, no, I'm all alone. And I'm like, well, there must be a reason that you're all alone. And so I said, what you're going to do is you're going to keep walking and you're going to look to your right. And what do you see? And she's like, I don't see anybody. I don't see them, but there's something there. And she's like, and I feel it. I feel it. And then she just broke down in tears. Like she cried for about 5 minutes. And she goes, I don't know, but he loves me. And he wants me to know that I'm not alone ever. And I'm like, and I said to her in her hypnosis, do you have abandonment issues? And she's like, yes, pretty bad abandonment issues from my earlier childhood. And I said, and he's assuring me that he's never left. Now, what do you think that is? I think that was God. I think she saw God. Because she's like, it's not a person. It's a feeling. It's an energy. And that's all she would say. And she's just like crying. And she's like, oh my God, he loves me so much. And he wants me to remember that. And that was and this was a woman we could not get hypnotized. She said she tried at least 2 other times with other people. But I was able to get her relaxed. Now, sometimes it happens. I can't get them you guys relaxed enough. And that does happen. And I will give you your money back. But usually I'm able to back up and try again. Now, Kent, I know you had past life regression with me.
Yes.
And wasn't it life-changing? I think you said that to me, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It opened up a lot of doors and aha moments.
Yes.
At that point, this is a couple of years ago now, isn't it? Already.
Yes. It's been a while.
I was I was one of those people pleasers, and it really helped me uncover why I thought I had to please people. And
Yes.
now I understand and I think make better decisions from it. So
Yep.
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, for her, she was also kind of a people pleaser. She didn't set boundaries. And I told her, I said, now that, and when we woke up, I woke her up. I brought her back to her little chair and I woke her up. And she was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Like that was like, and I told you, I said that was life-changing. It was symbolic to see the door was yellow. I said, I know that's what it was. And she's like, oh my gosh. But I told her to just be careful because now you're going to be seeking balance. You're going to be seeking balance. And what's going to happen now is you're going to bite people's heads off. You know what I'm saying? You're like, no, I'm not doing it. You know, you're going to come to a point where you're going to start to balance your energy out, where you're like, you know what? No, I'm not doing that. That does not serve me. You know what I'm saying? And so I just wanted to share that with you because to me, that was one of the most interesting readings or hypnosises I've had. So, I mean, to be honest, I just can't believe like it was surprising to me that she didn't choose to go back to a lifetime, but she needed to be reminded that she's never alone. So I want you guys to like think about it. Now, I've done lots and lots now of past life regression. I also do Akashic Records live sometimes. Now, recently, and I got to call her and see if she's found herself. Okay. Sometimes I find famous people. Okay. We all have 15 minutes of fame. Somewhere you were famous. You might have been 1500s and you were famous. Maybe you were a duke or a lord or something. But this woman, I told her on my live, you'll have to go back to my live on Monday, my Monday's podcast, which is 421, yes, 21 or so, yeah, something like that. Anyway, 22. Maybe might have 22. I don't know. Anyway, and I told her because I'll do Akashic Records for you guys, and I'll say, I see this. This is what they show me, and it's always uncanny. Okay, and she was famous. She was a famous journalist, a woman journalist, and I went into great detail telling her stuff that when she looked it up, she's like, so she did research. And she goes, I'm going to go offline and see if I can find this. She came back to me, texted me and said, oh my God, am I this person? The founder of investigative journalism was a woman in the early 1900s. And I said, I want you to do more research and see what you can find out because I can help you synthesize that. And she's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It happens quite a bit. I also had one person, and this was a while ago, that I kept saying, you do something about apples with Thomas Jefferson. Here, when we did our research, I found out that there were scientists who were studying the breeding of apples. And some of the apples we have today, like Liberty apples, I don't know if you guys know what Liberty, they're a little different. They're like an heirloom apple. They're really good. I've got an apple tree like that in my yard. And he was breeding, and he was a known scientist who worked with Thomas Jefferson, and Monticello had tons of these apple trees. And when he looked it up, oh my God, I found myself. Yes, it's possible to find yourself. I have found myself. In the next couple of months, I'm going to West Virginia. I'm going to finally do this. I'm going to finally look myself up. You guys don't know, when I did a past life regression, I gave you names, dates, places, people, and I want to find myself. I said the place called Fulton, West Virginia, didn't know existed, and it does exist. And I said, it's between two mountains. It's between two like hills. And it is. I said, it was real time. I mean, I went into great detail. Like it was crazy. And under hypnosis. So I want you guys to remember that. You know what else I find so interesting is what I find a lot of people. Hi guys. Please hit the likes on my TikTok. Finding that a lot of people ended up in concentration camps, you guys. I know that sounds scary and sad, but when I put them under, I get a feeling for the people when I'm putting them under, if they can handle seeing things through their eyes. Kent, you saw everything through your eyes like you were in your body, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. And so I figured you could handle it. If I think there's trauma, I will make you an innocent bystander and make you watch it. So, and I had a woman I'll never forget because she was like, she so wanted to do it. She was so excited. And I'm like, well, it sometimes it won't always be good memories, but it's going to tell you why. why you are afraid of something, why you have, here we go, abandonment issues. And she said, she goes, the first thing she said is, I see a train. And I said, I go, what, around when? She goes, early 1900s. And I go, okay. And she's like, and they pushed it open and a bunch of kids got in. Ooh. And I said, we went somewhere. And then literally she was, I'm not going to go into it was bad. And I had to pull her out of it. And she goes, now I know why. She's afraid of choking. She's deathly afraid of choking. Oh. And yeah. So you guys know I'm not going to say anything else because I could get in trouble on some of the social media, but it astounded me how it connects. And I always get this, like, the other day, here we go again on Monday. Every once in a while I do these Akashic records and I write this stuff down because it's going to be a part of another book, which, by the way, so that you guys know, my Memoirs of an Accidental Psychic is being edited and it's going to be published soon. It's at an editor. So he's editing it as we speak. So the book will be coming out. It's all ghost stories. It's ghost stories and weird things that have happened to me. So that's why I call it memoirs, because I get so many people that ask me, oh my God, tell me some ghost stories, because I've got so many. But with this woman, it was interesting because now if it gets personal, when you guys are doing Akashic records, it's only $20 I can give you an Akashic record right there. It's only one, you know what I'm saying? But what I do is I will do one and then I will look at this. But when I see that there's trauma or something very personal, I'll say, call me. Well, she called me. And she, in another lifetime, was a man. And she, in the 1920s, she lost everything during the crash, the stock market crash. Mm-hmm. And she unalived herself. And I didn't want to say any of that. But and you know what? When I told her that, she goes, huh, isn't that funny? I am a suicide prevention counselor. No. Yeah. How did I know? I didn't. You see what I'm saying? Do you see how they relate? So what she did is she was given lemons and she made lemonade. And that's literally what you're doing to grow as a human, as an entity, as a spiritual being, that you're growing to, so wouldn't that make sense? And it always does. I had another woman that was deathly, I told her, I said, you passed. I have to be careful. I always say that. In a prairie fire, you were Native American. And you couldn't run fast enough. You ran so fast. You were running like the wind on horseback to get away, and you couldn't. The fumes, blah, blah, blah. And she says, she goes, isn't that funny? I am deathly, deathly afraid of fire. So she's made an appointment. Now, once you've visited that lifetime, what I do is I let your soul know that's not how you will pass. Your cell memories, you are not passing like that. And it's gone. The fear is gone. So if you have an odd fear, you have something that's just, you know what I'm saying? It just, none of it makes sense. It's from a past life. And anybody thinks it's not real, have regression done. There's no way you can be making some of it up. There's just no way.
So sometimes too, right? And you and I talked about this, but I think it's important too, is that if you're not afraid of heights while you're young, and then all of a sudden you're in your mid 30s, 40s, or 50s, and you're afraid of heights, something perhaps in a previous life triggered it at that time frame, right?
Yes, you are correct. I now am much more cautious with heights than I used to be. So something's happened in one of my lifetimes. I haven't seen it, but then when I was put under, and this was 20 years ago, when I was first getting into all this, whatever comes up for my bed that's affecting me in this lifetime. So I have I've said it many times, I got a fear of tornadoes. I don't anymore. I'm now a weather spotter. Like I had 2 funnel clouds just a couple months ago, go right over the house, and I'm doing this. I'm just looking up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid anymore. I let go of it.
Sure.
Am I still really cautious? And do I still say, oh, there's a tornado, I'm going to go out, stand outside? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not petrified. I mean, when I was 4 and 5 years old, my mom could not figure it out. I was petrified. If they even said there was like a tornado watch, because we have them all the time. I was on the ground. I was on the ground just screaming and crying. And I told my hypnotist that was one of my issues. And we immediately saw it, because I was a man holding onto a tree, and I looked down and my hands are a man's hands. I was a male. And I had, the red and black cuffs of, the shirts, some that were buttoned up. Anyway, and I looked down, and and what was the first thing that came out of my mouth? Because this is what you do when you're in past life regression. I'm so mad. It isn't even mad that because I'm dead. I'm mad because I worked so damn hard on building that house behind me, and it got taken away, and I was sending for my family. And to this day, I have a deep connection to my home. I have a hard time. Oh my God, make sure you make the house payment. Yeah, I don't want to lose my home. And it is a recurring theme because it's happened in another lifetime too. So it becomes part of your cell memory, you guys. Okay. So I want you guys to be thinking about it. All right. Yeah. You have a fear of smoke. I had one person, and I didn't understand, but I told them, I said, okay, what they do is they show it to me. They open the book and they show it to me. And I saw one woman, and she dug, and she was a man in this lifetime. She dug pits. She would dig wells. She was a well digger, and she got stuck down there and couldn't get out. And I couldn't figure out if it was a well or she was a miner. And she said, she goes, oh my God, I have such deep fear of the dark. And I'm like, there you go. It explains a lot. So that you guys understand that. Somebody's like, some people scared of drowning. If you have a fear of drowning, that's what something happened. Do you know what I'm saying? I can help you, because we all know that your cell memories are carrying it, and I can help the cell memories release. So just the thought that you guys understand that. All right. It's just an interesting thing. And the more I get into this, I'm starting to take notes now. I hadn't been taking notes on my past life regression, on people's lifetimes. But I am now. And so that'll probably be another book. So I'm working on my second one. It's Messages from Jesus from an Accidental Psychic. So, and you guys know that I talk to Jesus, and I don't think I'm that abnormal. I think a lot of people have talked to Muhammad or Buddha or Jesus or other, but what he has to say has all come true, and you might want to know. So thank you. Yes, I lost in more weight. Yes, I did. Somebody just asked me on here. I've lost over 60 now. It's about 65, 64. So yes. Yep. It's coming off, which is shocking, because God, I can never lose weight, but I can't eat much. We go out to eat, and your food's this big, and I'm eating like this much. But I feel great. I do. I can tell as I walk. I can feel I'm missing that. You know what I'm saying? You could, and I'm like, wow. It's such a gradual thing when you gain weight that it's a little at a time, and you don't realize it. So, but yeah, I'm right where I'm supposed to be for my age and my height. So, because, we lose the weight a little slower, because, as you get older, you lose the weight a little bit, not so fast. But anyway, so I just want to tell everybody, and I'm just about ready to start taking questions. If you haven't had past, I'm not saying to come to me. You don't have to come to me. I do this past life regression thing. I know some people, some cultures, I have a friend who is Hispanic and religiously Catholic, and they're scared. They don't believe in hypnosis. They think the devil can get in. And so, and I don't say anything, I don't believe in this guy with a pitchfork running around. But I tell them that's okay. I won't push. I'm not pushy. You have to come to me. So, but I do have one person that I just got a bunch of appointments for it, because it's fascinating. It's just fascinating. Okay. So Daisy says, I had a session with Lana, and I had fear of boats and oceans, and it turns out that I drowned in a past life. See? And it's It's uncanny. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just want you guys to think of that. All right. So here we go. It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to take questions. And remember, this is always free. I always tell everybody they get on my Sunday, Monday. I do charge a little bit of money on when I'm Sunday, Monday. Tuesday is for subscribers only. Now, last night I had about 17 to 20 people on. I'm looking for more subscribers, but that's a nice number. It was pleasant. And I did free readings. So, but I don't do that very often, but I will always be free on a Wednesday morning. So go ahead and ask your questions. I will take any of them. Okay.
Nice. This is where please be specific. Got a lot of energy, a lot of people here. If you've got a question for Lana, please be very specific. Like, hey, I got this scratch off ticket. Am I going to be a millionaire? Or hey, I'm headed into a surgery. Is the doctor going to be capable enough to make sure I don't die? Those type of things. So Terry T, good morning, says, Miss Lana, will I meet a man for love before the end of summer? By the way, glad your voice is back, Miss Lana's blessing.
They knew it. If you hear it just a little bit from stress, it comes back every once in a while, a little bit. I'm just holding on to it. Anyway, Terry, I don't think so. I think it's more before the end of the year, but I would say fall, winter, there's somebody. It's not the end, it's not summer yet. You have a few things to do for yourself yet. Pamper yourself or something. All right. So, but yes, there is somebody coming. Okay. Yes. All right. I got Yessie, and she wants to know how she can further your spiritual development. What do I always suggest to get trained in? Do you remember, Kent?
Reiki.
Yep. Get trained in Reiki. If you can get trained in Reiki or shamanism or anything that's related, quantum healing, it opens you up massively. I didn't know I was a medium until I got trained in Reiki.
Yep.
It's like it aligns your soul with your chakras, and it comes quickly usually.
Cool.
Some people, I do have somebody I just trained, and he said that it's coming in spurts for him. But for me, it just flooded.
Sure.
So, okay. All right. So let's take some more questions.
Tracy says, will I find an affordable apartment in June or July? Looking in California?
I think so, Tracy. I want to say it's June into July. What's affordable to you might not be affordable to other people, but I think you can afford this. So, it looks like you're so great. You're so happy. So, and I want to say it's in the middle of the year. So you're looking at like right in that area. Okay. All right. I'm going to take you off somebody off of YouTube.
Yeah, go for it.
Hi guys. Hi. Hey, Ida. Hi, Ida. Ida, is that the same Ida that's in the Netherlands who I predicted her kids? Right. She's over on Instagram. Thanks, Ida, for coming on. I haven't been on Instagram in a while. So anyway, how are you? Let me take a couple people. Let's see. All right. Are the spirits of my mom and my grandmother around me today for my big birthday? I can guarantee it. Gotta be. I can guarantee it.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. They show up. They've told me that they show up, and they've told me this many times. They show up for holidays, like family get-togethers. They're there watching, and they're kind of sort of participating, waiting for you to cross back. I can guarantee it. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
PT Chris 1. Hello, Lana. Been wanting to get some cosmetic surgery. Do you see me finding the right doctor?
It's going to be a while. PT Chris, do it in about 6 months. You keep looking. It's going to take about 6 months before you find the right guy. And it is a man. I want to say there's a woman connected. Maybe they're in partnership together with dark hair. Okay. All right. Let's see. Hi guys. Oh yeah. TikTok keeps filtering. I had a hard time finding me today. I know. I am very Mama Bear. I know. I get it. Mama Mutt. I am real frustrated with TikTok. I haven't done anything. They are suppressing me, and I don't quite know what to do. I have tried everything. I've tried calling. I haven't done anything. So that's why I said I'm being a little more careful with what I'm saying. They're just randomly, I'm not even going there. It ain't even worth talking about. But yeah, because I don't have too many on and I've got 120,000 followers. And anyway, it's okay though. Hi guys. Yes.
Right.
I just said that is Ida. She goes, yes, you really did predict my children. Yes, I did. You know why? So you guys understand what I see. What I see is I will, when somebody's like, am I going to have any kids? And I'll say, well, first of all, look at your hand. Because right in here, you count how many lines for a woman. And you count that. And then I look to see who's passed over. And if they're holding hands with little children, that's your kids. Sometimes they're little infants and they're holding them in their arms. Sometimes I just see them and I can tell you what their hair color will be. It depends. That's the kind of how they do it. Frankie wants to know, are you going to be pregnant this year? I don't know about that. If not, it would be into next year.
And Frankie, just remember, sometimes it's not the destination, but the journey you need to enjoy. There you go. There's my psychic ability. Hey, Teresa says, will the receiver being appointed via the court help get our condominium community back on track? Or should we cut and run?
Teresa, cut and run. We've had that discussion before. If you can get whatever you can get, it just seems like it would be so drawn out again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Teresa, you'll have to call me later. All right. Yeah, you guys are mostly my friends. Yes, you become my friends. Yes, but you know why, right? You become part of my chart. And what happens is I become a part of yours, which is all soul family. So yeah. All right. User Anna, do you see us buying our own home soon? I want to say it's in the summer to late summer. So maybe it's into July or August, but I do see some type of, now I got to tell everybody, somebody, oh my God, you were off. I got that yesterday. This guy, John Doe on YouTube. And he's like, you said I'd get a job in 2 weeks, 2 months. What? And he literally swore at me. And I said a 2. That could be the 22nd. It could be the second day, the second week. I'm sorry. I'm not perfect sometimes.
2 years.
You don't swear at me. And I blocked him. I'm sorry. I'm doing this for free, a lot of it. And I'm like, I don't have time. Does that make sense? I don't have time.
People are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Amber, Patrick, I like this one. What career will align with my purpose this lifetime?
Amber, Patrick, what is your North Node? If you do not know that, I can look at this. I can read this, but you can read it too. What you need to do is go into Cafe Astrology. I'm going to have my own website on my own real soon. I'm going to have a website. Yeah. Anyway, and what you're going to do is you're going to go in, put your birth date, birth time, birth location, and then you're going to find something. It looks like a little horseshoe. It's called the North Node. Tell me your North Node and I'll tell you. I think it's compassionate and helping people. And I think, are you a Cancer? Because it seems like you are maybe a water sign North Node. So look that. Oh, she is conjunct with 7th house, conjunct with Chiron. Okay. But I want your North Node. Do you know your North Node? It's an upside down horseshoe with like little circles at the bottom.
We'll get there.
So tell me and I'll tell you. But I bet I'm right. I bet it seems like you're a water sign. So, you're a Gemini.
Gemini. Yeah.
You're a Gemini North Node. Okay, hold on. So a Gemini North Node is all about balance and helping people. So it does have to do with that congeniality and setting boundaries. That's what you're supposed. So career-wise, you could be doing something in HR possibly because it's all about balance and people. Believe it, you should be well liked. Most Gemini, especially when they're North Nodes like that, they're well liked because they're there to help people and they're congenial. I haven't met many Geminis that are congenial and well liked. And that goes for your sun, moon, rising, and your North Node. Okay. All right.
Love it. Wendy, Galuho, Wendy G. I'll just say that, Wendy. Sorry. During the retrograde, my dog, Ruby Tuesday, passed away. Aww. She was a therapy dog for the University of Tennessee. Will she come back as a person? She was an angel for the elderly. What is her future?
I've had people there's some religions that believe like you could come back as a bug.
Mm,
And I don't see it. I see animals as separate entities. So I don't think they come back as people, but I will say I have seen them come back and recycle and come back as another dog. I swear my horse I have now is one of my old horses. He has some of the weird quirks that horse had. Like it's weird stuff that a horse would never do, but he did it from birth. And I always said, I swear he was a recycle. And they want to be with you again. Now, some people believe that they don't do that and they don't have a need to. Just from what I see, I think that they can. So I guess the jury's out, but I just don't be surprised if you get an animal that's very similar to that one again.
Yep.
Okay. Very similar behavior wise and stuff. Okay. All right.
Janet says, hi, will I get the lead position at my job?
Eventually. I don't know if it's this time that it comes up or it's next time that it comes up. Eventually. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope that helps. I just don't know if it's right away. It's like right now. So, okay. All right.
All right. Princess chimes in, says, you predicted financial help for me. My attorney just called. My employer wants to settle after 4 years, finally.
There you go. I told you, I feel like because I'm a Taurus North node and I'm here to learn how to make money spiritually, but Tauruses are good with money. So that's what my specialty is in business. And I'm pretty good with the business. I didn't realize I was this, like, I give good advice. I see what people are doing wrong and I can feel it. And I can feel when money's coming or, you know what I'm saying? Or something's going to come up or it's financial. So that's all I did. And I've known you for a long time, my dear. So Princess, I've known you probably, God, some of you guys I've known 7, 8, 9 years already. So yeah.
Yeah, Amber says Sun, Cancer, Moon, and Rising Scorpio.
Yeah, I picked up she was a Cancer. Okay, I picked up you were a Cancer. I was Cancer Sun. All right, I fit. You are here to help people. You are here to not be taken advantage of too. And you have Scorpio in there, Amber. So I'm going to be honest with you. The first thing I ask a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising is, what are you afraid of? You're always afraid of something, and it's something you have to learn to overcome. That's why you chose to be a Scorpio where you did. Okay.
Hey, look who popped over here to YouTube. Hi, Ada. Lana, when will my financial situation get better? Any substantial change, improvements coming?
I want to say it's about the same. There's a little bit of an improvement coming around August. It gets a little easier. So I don't know if you got a bill paid off or something gets a little easier in the second half of the year. So just hold on. We're all tight. People do understand that the inflation here in the United States is not just here, right? You do understand this, right? That it's worldwide. I talk to people all over the world and the rents are outrageous. This is worldwide. This is not just in our country. I know we're isolationists and we don't really realize what is going on in other countries, but it is worldwide. The food in some countries have gone up dramatically. It depends on what countries they are. So, but anyway, yeah. All right. Hi guys. Okay, hold on. Thank you. Yeah. Will Sammy wants to know, are you going to purchase a house in 6 months? You're looking. Yes. You have one coming up. I want to say you might be closing. I mean, I want to say end of May, early June, something about that. All right. Okay. So
how about 3 quick ones? Nicola O says, do you see me getting a house soon?
June. It feels like it's June. My daughter, I don't know why I can read for my kids. I should not be able to read for my children because they're so close to me. I can't read for myself very well at all. And I kept telling her exactly what the house looked like because she moved, and which I predicted. I predicted for 5 years now, my son-in-law was going to get a different job and where he was going. He's going to Milwaukee. And I told her what it looked like, what color it was, what, I just, everything. I kept telling her, and I said, don't, and she's so stressed out because they're driving over an hour and a half away, back and forth trying to, until they get a house. And I said, don't worry, I'll get one in 30 days. Well, she just secured one yesterday. And I told her, I said, quit worrying. I
You did
told
that for me too. They said
Mhm.
they
Yes,
almost said it's going to look like this. It'll be this color, and sure enough.
Yep. And people are like, wow, how did you do that? I'm like, no, they just show me pictures. So
Right.
it was, I told her that was black and white. So yeah. Hey,
One
Pan.
last one from Panta, our good friend out in the Netherlands, since she came all this way across the digital divide, is do you see my business flourishing? When would it get better? I'm looking for my own patients at home.
Yes, I know what you do. I know you well. August to September. So what is that? So May, June, July. So about 4 months. There's going to be a big improvement around then.
Awesome.
Okay. All right.
Listen, we are on the back end of this thing. I know there are probably some other questions that need to be answered, but here's the best thing to do. After you visit our good friends over at Diamond's Natural Store for, clean, pure food for your fur babies and pet cats, dogs, and toys, the whole works. I mean, it's an amazing store. Check them out at diamondsnaturalstore.com. You can go right over to Lana's Enchanted Sky and book a reading with her. By booking a reading, you're going to get a lot of one-on-one attention. She can focus in on just your energy. Here on this platform, we've got a ton of energy, ton of people watching, and you want to get a crisp, clean understanding, and she's good at what she does. She's one of the best. Is check her out and get on her calendar. It's great stuff. So we've got to run, but for everybody out there, thank you for tuning in, and we hope that you have a blessed and wonderful day, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.